Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to My Tiny Retirement. I'm Christine, and today I want to start a series of discussions. But before we do that, I want to take a second. I never remember to do this. I want to ask you guys for a favor. If you have been watching the channel and following along, but you haven't yet subscribed, I'm going to ask you to stop and take a second right now to do so. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you also click the little bell that's down there with the, and then it'll ask you for all notifications. If you click that, then you should, in theory, be notified of every time that we publish a new video. So if you wouldn't mind stopping and taking a second to do that, I would really, really appreciate it. And if not, then you'll have an opportunity to do so again at the end. Okay, so I have on to today's topic. Like I said, this is going to be a series. Frankie is running around. And it's, should you maybe be thinking about going tiny? Mitch and I were watching a show. I talked about this in one of my last recent videos, or I can't even remember. But Mitch and I sat there and it's like, you know what? If they went tiny, that'd solve all their problems. And I thought, you know what? That'd be a good discussion. So I sat down and I wrote out, a lot of the reasons that maybe folks should think about going tiny. I know it's not for everyone, but maybe it should be a consideration. Well, by the time I was done writing out all of these reasons, I mean, it was going to be like over an hour-long video, and nobody wants to see me talk that long. I don't want to talk that long. So, anyway, here we go. For reason number one, and not the most important reason, but maybe for us, it's quality of life. Okay, I'm looking over here. I have all my notes. I have my laptop up so that I can... Oh, I'm sorry, I kicked you. And for quality of life, what I mean is when you get up in the morning, are you happy to get up? Are you, kind of excited to face the day? Do you look forward to what's going on? If the answer to that is no, ask yourself, why not? Why am I not happy? And why am I not excited to get up and start the day? You probably have a job. And if that's the case, do you absolutely love your house? Are you doing it because you love your apartment? You love where you live? You love your house? So you work your butt off. Are you happy with your life, the lifestyle that you live, Is it worth it? Is it worth it to you? Do you have time to do the things you love? Do you have hobbies when you get home at night? Do you have time to do some things that you love to do on the weekends? Frank just jumped into his box. Do you have fun things to do most weekends, And again, if the answer is no, why not? We'd work all week long, and for us, the weekends became that extra time to do things we couldn't get done at home during the week. It was just not fun time. Even just making plans, we didn't even want to just make plans. It was like we would have to schedule that and gear up for it. Well, let's get some of this stuff done ahead of time so that we can go out to dinner this weekend. Going out to dinner and doing fun stuff, it was no longer fun. It was something we had to schedule in, and it was a pain. It was a pain. We'd already started thinking that something really needed to change for us. Something needed to change, but we didn't know yet what that change needed to be. We just knew we were not happy with our daily lifestyle and the habits and routines. We just were not happy with that. So we were already thinking many years ago something needed to change for us. We didn't know what that was. What about the stress that comes from just that daily grind? The commuter traffic, the driving with, the white knuckle, bumper to bumper, everybody, trying to get to work. And storm or no storm, you had to drive it. You had to get to work in the morning if it wasn't too bad by then. And if you were already at work and the storm picked up, or a storm or whatever, you had to get home. So you had to drive in it. An hour and a half. That's what we were doing. Well, Mitch was doing that. I worked at home. My stress was different. My stress was I can't leave the house. The office politics. And what about the pressure of just working for someone else? Someone is paying you to work and do a good job. And you have to produce because you're getting paid by someone else. For us, Mitch was very high up on the corporate ladder. For us, Mitch was very high up on the corporate ladder. What if you have one of those jobs? Very high pressure. Very high pressure. Maybe 6-figure income. We did. We had that. What are you really getting out of it? What we got out of it? Yeah, we were in a nice house. But we also had Mitch, seriously high blood pressure. Seriously high blood pressure. Health issues starting in. That right there, for me, right then and there, I said, something's got to give. But I also knew that as long as we had the house in New Hampshire, we were looking at a mortgage that was into the thousands. But we knew we needed to get rid of that job. What about your friends? If one of your friends, say, Christine from, my tiny retirement, calls you up and says, oh, hey, what are you doing tonight? Mitch and I are going to whatever the fancy new restaurant is. Want to join us? Want to meet us there? Are you going to be like, oh, yeah, sure, I'm so excited. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Let me call hubby and see, or wifey or, whoever, partner, and let's go see. We'll meet you there. Or are you going to say, I would love to, but I am so tired. I have to work late. I have to get up for a meeting in the morning. Or maybe, gee, let me check my wallet. Let me check my wallet. I just made that big giant mortgage payment, or my big rent payment because I live in the condo on the beach. So right about then, all of this was starting to come together. Mitch and I were really watching this tiny house movement. And we were thinking, oh, so cute. Oh, they're so cute. They're adorable. We could do that. We could do that. But we're not nomads. At that point, most of the tiny homes we were watching were tiny homes on wheels. Convert your RV to, year round. It was that kind of thing. And we're like, that's not for us. That's not for us. We hadn't really put the picture together yet. We had a decent chunk of land in my hometown where I grew up, and we had a shed built, really, at that point, just to have a place to put our stuff. 12 by 28, and we put a bed in here, we put a little wood stove in the corner. So one weekend, we're up here, and it was snowing. First snowfall we had actually been here. And it was so nice. And we had the usual discussion. Oh, I wish we didn't have to leave. And again, Well, as long as we have, the house in New Hampshire, we can't, we can't. And the light bulb went off. And we both looked at each other. And it's like, what the heck are we doing? What the heck are we doing? We own 3 times as much land here at camp, where I am now, that's now home, as we did in New Hampshire. What the heck are we doing? And he and I both looked at each other, and it was like, that was it. We both knew it. We both knew it. Discussion over. Let's sell the house. As soon as the house sells, you retire, we'll move here. And we'll figure the rest out. We'll figure the rest out. And that's what we did. I will tell you, his blood pressure is normal. Normal. I have never known him to have normal blood pressure. I have never known his cholesterol to be normal. I have never known his blood sugars to be normal. I have never gone to a physical with him and had the doctor say, you're getting plenty of exercise. So this discussion, I've already talked for about 20 minutes now. I'm gonna edit and cut, I hope. If any of these things are true for you that I've just talked about, maybe you should be thinking about going tiny. Maybe you have your own reasons. Maybe you should be thinking about going tiny. I'll see you guys next time.